up firmly and pushing the seatbelt buckles through the holes in the bottom. This is the service cover for the fuel pump. It's glued down to the floor, so you'll have to carefully work it off with a flat blade screwdriver. Try to bend the cover as little as possible while doing this, because that'll make reinstalling it a lot easier. Push down on the tab, remove the electrical connector. Start by removing these two 8mm screws with a socket, ratchet, and extension. You can also use a Phillips head screwdriver on these, but the 8mm is much less likely to strip. Push down on these two tabs while working the fuel line off of the connector. Place this fuel hose off to the side and finish removing the remaining 6 8mm screws. Pry up. Remove the sending unit assembly from the vehicle. Remove the cap. This whole piece is referred to as the fuel sending unit. We have a few things going on in here. This float is the fuel level sensor for the gauge on your vehicle. We also have the fuel strainer, which is like a preliminary oil filter to remove any large dirt and debris particles from the fuel before it goes into the pump and gets sent into the fuel system. And we have the pump itself. All of this can be disassembled so we can change out the pump and the screen independently. We'll use a flat blade screwdriver to carefully pry up on these tabs. 3 of them here on the bottom. Be sure not to lose this rubber bushing in the bottom here. We'll remove the upper part here so we can lower the fuel sending housing down here. Lower the whole assembly out and remove the electrical connector for the fuel pump. Remove the pump and screen from the housing. And I always recommend you replace the pump and the screen together, but if for some reason you need to separate them, you can use a flat blade screwdriver and carefully work out this metal snap clip on the bottom. And remove the pickup filter from the bottom of the pump. Here we have our old fuel pump and strainer that we removed from our fuel sending unit, and our new pump and strainer, as well as some adapter kits here from 1AAuto.com. As you can see, these pumps, while this one has been discolored from sitting in fuel its whole life, are exactly the same, with the same outlet on the bottom, the same inlet pipe, and the same connector at the top. This strainer, so obviously again spent its whole life submerged in fuel. You can see some of the dirt and debris it picks up from inside of the tank. This is a nice clean new one we're going to throw on there. And while these parts are available separately as well as in a kit, we always recommend you replace the pump and strainer together to ensure that you get nice clean flow. This kit also comes with some various bushings, adapters, hose, and clamps, because these pumps are fairly universal and fit several other Toyota models, as well as fitting some other makes. So we'll use the corresponding hardware to ensure that our pump sits in and fits just the way it did from the factory into our old sending unit. So if your fuel pump has died out and is keeping your vehicle from starting, or your filter is clogged up and creating an issue with starting the vehicle or cutting flow and creating a lean condition, this new kit from 1A Auto is going to go in direct fit just like your original equipment and fix you up right. Remove the cap. We're going to insert this black spacer here all the way to the bottom, followed by an O-ring. And this little adapter fitting here, snap on to keep it all together. Now it matches our old pump. We'll remove the cap here and install our new fuel strainer, which even comes with a new hold down clip. Pop the snap retainer back into place. May help to hold one side down with your thumb. Press the other one into place with a flat blade screwdriver. Reinstall the fuel pump. The electrical connector. Line up the sleeve and press it back into its clips. Line up your pump. Press that back in. Install the bushing on the bottom. Snap the cover back on. We're now ready to reinstall our sending unit into the vehicle. Carefully reinsert the fuel pump into the tank. Rotate it back into the proper position. Install the steel plate back over top. Reinstall all of your 8mm screws. Reinstall the fuel line at the top. Be sure that it snaps onto the quick release fully, and lay the metal cover over. Reinstall those two 8mm screws. Reconnect the electrical connector. Place the service cover back onto its alignment marks. Tap it down to reseat the glue. Send the seatbelt buckles back through the holes in the bottom of the seat cushion. Line up the tabs at the front of the seat and lock them into place. And you're good to go.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope this video helped you out. Next time you need parts for your car, please visit 1aauto.com. Also check out our other helpful how-to as well as diagnosis videos.